Now I will tell you about two men who never met, lived 500 years apart on opposite sides of the world, and taught almost the same thing. Ancient China, 6th century BCE. Lao Tzu sits by a river watching water flow. "The Tao is the way," he writes. "Follow it and find peace." Ancient Israel, 1st century CE. Jesus stands on a hillside teaching crowds. "I am the way," he declares. "Follow me and find salvation." Two different religions, two different cultures, two different concepts of God. But read their teachings side by side, and something shocking emerges. They're saying the same thing, not exactly, not in every detail, but the core message about humility, love, simplicity, and power through weakness is almost identical. This isn't about claiming they're the same person or that one copied the other. This is about discovering that wisdom, regardless of where it emerges, points toward the same truths. The shocking similarities. Let's start with what will surprise you most. 1. The way Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching. Chapter 1. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. Tao literally means the way. It's the path of nature, the flow of reality, the pattern underlying everything. Jesus, John 14:6. "I am the way, the truth, and the life." Both are teaching. There is a path. Follow it. For Lao Tzu, the way is alignment with nature's flow. For Jesus, the way is alignment with God's will. Different source, same concept. Life has a correct path, and straying from it causes suffering. 2. Humility, and the last shall be first. Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, Chapter 8. The highest good is like water. Water benefits all things and does not compete with them. It flows to the lowest places that people disdain. Water seeks the lowest point, the humble position, and by doing so, it becomes essential to all life. Jesus, Matthew 20:16. So the last will be first, and the first will be last. Jesus, Luke 14:11. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Both teaching, seek the lowest place, reject status. True greatness comes through humility. Lao Tzu says the wise person doesn't seek recognition. Jesus says the kingdom of heaven belongs to the meek. Same message. 3. Strength through weakness. Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, Chapter 78. Nothing in the world is softer than water, yet nothing is better at overcoming the hard and strong. The weak overcomes the strong. The soft overcomes the hard. Jesus, Matthew 5:39. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. 2 Corinthians 12:10, Paul following Jesus. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Both teaching. Don't meet force with force. Yield. Be soft. True power comes through non-resistance. This is the most counterintuitive teaching in both philosophies. The world says, be strong, dominate, win. Lao Tzu and Jesus say, be weak, yield, serve, and paradoxically, that's where real power lives. 4. Love your enemies. Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, Chapter 63. Respond to hatred with virtue. Repay injury with kindness. Jesus, Matthew 5:44. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Both teaching. Don't return evil for evil. Transform hatred with love. This isn't naive optimism. It's strategic spiritual wisdom. Responding to hatred with hatred perpetuates the cycle. Responding to hatred with virtue breaks it. Both Lao Tzu and Jesus understood. The only way to stop the cycle of violence is to refuse to participate. 5. Don't judge. Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, Chapter 27. The good person is the teacher of the bad person. The bad person is the material from which the good person learns. No one is purely good or bad. Everyone is part of the same process. Jesus, Matthew 7:1-2. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. Both teaching. Stop dividing the world into good people and bad people. Everyone is on a journey. Lao Tzu sees bad people as necessary for good people to learn compassion. Jesus sees sinners, which is everyone, as worthy of love, not condemnation. Same wisdom. Judgment separates, love unites. 6. Simplicity and detachment from material wealth. Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, Chapter 33. He who knows contentment is rich. Lao Tzu, Chapter 44. He who knows when to stop does not find himself in trouble. Jesus, Matthew 6:19-21. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth where moths and vermin destroy, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven. Jesus, Matthew 19:24. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of God. Both teaching. Material wealth is a trap. Simplicity and contentment are the path. Lao Tzu says desire creates suffering. Jesus says you cannot serve both God and money. Same warning. Attachment to material things destroys the soul. 7. Become like a child. Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, Chapter 55. He who is filled with virtue is like a newborn child. Wasps and serpents will not sting him. Wild beasts will not pounce upon him. The child represents purity, spontaneity, and trust. Jesus, Matthew 18:3. Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Both teaching. Unlearn the ego. Return to innocence. Wisdom requires becoming like a child. Adults are corrupted by knowledge, ambition, fear. Children live in the present, trust naturally, don't calculate. Both say, that's the goal. Return there. 8. The leader. As servant Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, Chapter 17. The best leaders are those the people hardly know exist. When the work is done, the people say, we did it ourselves. Jesus, Mark 10:43-45. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be slave of all. Both teaching. True leadership is service, not domination. Lao Tzu's ideal leader is invisible, empowering people instead of controlling them. Jesus literally washed his disciples' feet, the job of the lowest servant. Both rejecting the model of leadership as power over others. The core differences. Now let's be honest about where they diverge. The nature of God. Tao Lao Tzu. The Tao is not personal. It doesn't care about you. It's the pattern of reality, like gravity or time. Indifferent, eternal, impersonal. Jesus. God is personal. A father who loves you individually, who listens to prayers, who intervenes in history. This is the fundamental difference. Lao Tzu's Tao is a principle. Jesus' God is a person. Salvation and sin. Lao Tzu. There is no concept of sin or salvation. You're not broken and needing to be saved. You're just misaligned with the Tao. Realign and you're fine. Jesus. Humanity is fallen. Sin separates us from God. Salvation comes through Jesus' sacrifice and resurrection. Grace and forgiveness are central, different cosmologies entirely. Community versus solitude. Lao Tzu. The sage often retreats from society. Civilization corrupts. The wise person seeks solitude, nature, simplicity. Jesus. Community is essential. The church, the body of believers. Where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there am I. Lao Tzu is more hermit. Jesus is more communal. Miracles and the supernatural. Lao Tzu. No miracles, no supernatural intervention, just natural law. Wu Wei is working with nature, not violating it. Jesus. Miracles are central. Healing the sick, raising the dead, his own resurrection. The supernatural breaks into the natural. Different approaches to reality structure. Why are they so similar? 3 possible explanations. Theory 1. Universal truth. Perhaps wisdom is universal, regardless of culture, religion, or time period. Deep truth looks the same. Humility, love, simplicity, service. These aren't cultural inventions. They're human universals that all great teachers discover. Theory 2. Silk Road. Influence. Some scholars speculate. Did Eastern and Western ideas mix along trade routes? By Jesus' time, there was contact between East and West. Buddhism had spread. Ideas traveled. Could Jesus have been influenced indirectly by Eastern thought? Unlikely, but interesting to consider. Theory 3. Human nature. Maybe all wise people, when they look deeply at the human condition, see the same problems. Ego creates suffering, power corrupts, material attachment enslaves, love and humility liberate, and they all arrive at similar solutions. What this means for you. You don't have to choose between them. Lao Tzu offers a path without theology, alignment with nature, freedom from religious structure, practical wisdom for daily life. Jesus offers a personal relationship with God, community and belonging, forgiveness and grace, hope in resurrection. Both offer humility over pride, love over judgment, simplicity over materialism, service over domination, weakness as strength. You can learn from both. A Christian can practice Wu Wei. A Taoist can embrace Jesus' teachings on love and forgiveness, because wisdom doesn't belong to one tradition. It belongs to anyone humble enough to receive it. The final paradox. Here's the beautiful irony. Lao Tzu would probably say, "Don't follow me. Don't make a religion of this. Just live naturally." Jesus would probably say, "Follow me. I am the way." But in practice, Lao Tzu's followers created Taoism, temples, priests, rituals. Jesus' followers created Christianity, institutions, hierarchies, doctrines. Both teachers rejected religious systems. Both got turned into religions anyway. Maybe the real teaching is this. The way, whether you call it Tao or Jesus, can't be captured in systems. It has to be lived, not believed, not institutionalized, not argued over. Lived. Two men, 500 years apart, opposite sides of the world. One said, "The Tao is the way." The other said, "I am the way." And both pointed toward the same truth. Humble yourself. Love others. Let go of ego. Serve instead of dominate. Be weak to become strong. Maybe that's the only teaching that ever mattered. And maybe every true teacher in history has been saying the same thing. In different words, different cultures, different religions, but the same way.